I never thought a camera flash could sting like betrayal, but that night, it did. The lobby was glowing, chandeliers spilling light on polished marble, and my entire family posed like a magazine cover that didn't have room for me. I stood at the edge, invisible, half in shadow. "Arya, step out of the frame," my mother said, not even looking at me. "You'll ruin the photo." And just like that, I became background noise in my own bloodline. What they didn't know was that the same woman they'd pushed out of the picture was already on the cover of another one. That night was my cousin's wedding. The hotel smelled of roses, champagne, and expensive perfume, success in a bottle. 3 generations of family lined up, organized by status like a corporate chart. Uncle Javier, the builder. Cousin Marco, the real estate prodigy. Aunt Elena, married to a surgeon. Everyone who looked like success stood proudly in the center, and then there was me, Arya Navarro, the odd one out. The girl who worked with computers, who never brought a +1, who always showed up in black when everyone else wore gold. I didn't step back because I was shy. I stepped back because I'd learned some families only love you when they understand you. For 8 years, they thought I was lost. When I dropped out of grad school, they whispered, "She gave up." When I skipped vacations to code through the night, they said, "She's obsessed." When I moved into a tiny studio to save money, they called it failure. They didn't know I was building something, a company I named Novolink Systems, born from sleepless nights and ramen dinners. It started as a small idea, helping small businesses manage data smarter. Now, it helps thousands worldwide. But I never told my family. Because what was the point? Every time I tried, the room went silent, until someone changed the topic to Marco's new property or Aunt Elena's trip to Milan. At the wedding reception, I sat at the farthest table, near the wall, next to relatives who didn't remember my name. Their conversations floated around me: promotions, vacations, baby announcements. I smiled politely, waiting for someone to ask, "So, what are you doing these days, Arya?" But no one ever did that. My mother's voice drifted across the hall. "Oh, Arya's still doing her little tech thing," she said with a practiced smile. "She's very independent." Independent, the family's polite word for disappointment. That I slipped outside for air. From the terrace, the city shimmered, and in the distance, I saw the glowing sign of my company's headquarters. Novolink Systems. My world. My proof. My home. Just then, my phone buzzed, a message from my assistant: "Congratulations, Arya. The business review cover just dropped. You're trending everywhere." I smiled. They would know soon enough. It started as a murmur in the lobby. Then louder, voices rising. My uncle holding up something, a magazine. Faces turning pale. Someone gasped, "Wait, that's Arya?" I walked back inside. The same people who had ignored me minutes ago were now gathered around the hotel's magazine rack, flipping through the new issue of Business Review, and there I was, on the cover: CEO of the Year, Arya Navarro, how a 32-year-old built a billion-dollar tech empire from her garage. For a moment, no one spoke. My father's hand trembled as he held the magazine. This is your company?" I nodded. "It always was." "You never told us," my mother whispered. "I tried," I said quietly. "But you never really listened." The music played, but the room felt different now. People who'd looked through me suddenly wanted to know everything: profits, stock value, future plans. "Arya, we're so proud of you," my mother kept saying, but I looked at her and asked, "Are you proud of me, or proud of what I'm worth?" She blinked, unsure how to answer. I realized something that night: success doesn't change people. It just exposes them. The same relatives who'd told me to get a real job now wanted investment advice. The same uncle who laughed at my studio apartment now wanted a tour of my headquarters, but standing there, surrounded by fake smiles and nervous laughter, I felt nothing. No anger. No satisfaction. Just clarity. When the photographer came over and said, "Would you like a photo with the CEO of the Year?" I smiled and shook my head. "No, thank you," I said. "We've taken enough family photos tonight." Months later, I founded the Navarro Foundation for Technology Education, scholarships and coding programs for young women whose families don't understand their dreams. At the launch event, I looked out at the crowd, investors, educators, and in the front row, my parents. Sometimes, I told the audience, the people who love us most can't see our potential because it doesn't match their vision of success. But that doesn't make our dreams less real. Afterward, my mother hugged me, tears in her eyes. I'm sorry, Arya. We didn't see who you really were. You saw exactly who you expected to see, I said softly. That was the problem. Our relationship changed after that, slowly, carefully. They learned to see me, not my title. And I learned to forgive them, not for what they said, but for what they couldn't understand. And sometimes, when I see a family photo now, all smiles, perfect lighting, I remember that night in the hotel lobby, the night they told me I'd ruined the picture, and I think, maybe I did, because some pictures need to be broken before the truth can be seen.